Hi, this is Ann with Finance on the Offense, and today I'm going to talk about the f.i.r.e. movement. What is it, how to figure your f.i.r.e. number, and then what I'm doing personally to reach f.i.r.e. All right, let's get started. Okay, so before I start, I just want to say that nothing in this video should be considered investment advice or anything like that. It's just for entertainment purposes only. All right, so now that that's over with, let's jump into it. Okay, so f.i.r.e. stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The basic idea is to work really hard, be frugal, and save up enough money to hit your f.i.r.e. number. And once that happens, you can retire. I'll show you how to calculate your f.i.r.e. number in just a moment. Now, the normal retirement age is 65, but if you're able to hit your retirement number, your f.i.r.e. number early in your 30s or 40s, and by the way, people do this with 5-figure salaries, you get to retire early and just do whatever you want for the rest of your life. At that point, you can withdraw 4% of your nest egg. Now, some experts say 3% is a better thing to shoot for. And with that withdrawal rate, you should never run out of money for the rest of your life. This idea, f.i.r.e. or Financial Independence Retire Early, was born in 1992 with a book, Your Money or Your Life, by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez. That book advocates for simple living along with income from your investments to achieve financial independence first and then eventually retire early. Other blogs and books have helped to popularize the idea of f.i.r.e., like Mr. Money Mustache, which was started in 2011. To figure out your f.i.r.e. number, you can use an online f.i.r.e. calculator like the one over at f.i.r.e.thefamily.com. And by the way, I am not affiliated with that website or that calculator or anything like that. So let's head over there and take a look at it. Okay, so here I am on f.i.r.e.thefamily.com/f.i.r.e-calculator, and I'll also add this URL in the description below. All right, so I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I'll put our current age as 30. And let's say we hope to f.i.r.e. at age 48. Current investments, we'll say we have $250,000 saved up, and we are going to add $25,000 every year. Now, for expected investment returns, 7% is a pretty conservative number. Usually your returns are going to get 8 or 9%, but 7% is kind of a low conservative number. In retirement, we want to be able to make $60,000 every year, or spend $60,000. And then our safe withdrawal rate, I'm going to put at 4%. We'll scroll down a little more and calculate. So underneath the calculate button, you'll see that the f.i.r.e. number is $1.5 million. And this is really based off these two last numbers, the annual retirement expenses and the safe withdrawal rate. As I said before, some experts are really starting to recommend 3% instead of 4% as a safe withdrawal rate, meaning you can withdraw 3 or 4% of your nest egg every year, and there's a really high probability that you'll never run out of money. So you can see your f.i.r.e. number, and then the rest of the calculator shows what's going to happen based on your current situation and your yearly contributions. So if we come up here, you can see with our current investments and annual contributions, we are actually going to hit our f.i.r.e. number at age 46 instead of 48. Now, if you're really young, like 20, this might seem really scary to you because it's pretty hard to save $25,000 a year unless you have a really good job at that age. But as you get older with more experience, your yearly salary is going to increase. And hopefully it will get easier and easier to save this much every year. And by the time you're 30, maybe you'll be in a position to contribute that much. Types of f.i.r.e. Now there are 3 different types of f.i.r.e. Lean, traditional, and fat f.i.r.e. Traditional f.i.r.e. Traditional basically means that you'll be withdrawing enough to live a normal lifestyle, and that's about $60,000 a year. And of course, these numbers are going to vary depending on what you consider to be traditional or lean or fat. It's really kind of a personal decision. Maybe you consider traditional f.i.r.e. to be more like $70,000 or $80,000 a year. Lean f.i.r.e. If you're super frugal and you know you can live on next to nothing, especially with no debt, then lean f.i.r.e. might be right for you. Maybe you live in a super low cost of living area and you really have low cost hobbies and you don't want to take very many vacations. To lean f.i.r.e. with annual expenses around $35,000 to $40,000, you would need to have saved a nest egg of $875,000 to $1 million in order for that to last the rest of your life. And then there's fat f.i.r.e. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, this is going to vary widely, but most people kind of define this as having enough money invested to withdraw 4% a year and do pretty much whatever you want. So that could be something like living overseas for a month, buying a yacht, traveling first class, taking 15 vacations a year, stuff like that. So the low end of this is probably going to be expenses of about $100,000 a year or more. And to get that kind of income, withdrawing 4% a year, you would need $2.5 million saved. And depending on what you want to do or buy, if you really want to go all out, you might need something more like $5 to $10 million saved. Having a $10 million nest egg would give you $400,000 a year to spend. I don't know too many people who need more than that, but it all depends on what you personally want. My husband and I, we are trying to do the traditional way, and my husband is actually already retired, so now we're working on getting me to the point of f.i.r.e. So you might be asking, well, why is he retired and you're not? Well, he's a bit older than me, so it makes sense in that way. And also he was able to get some perks through his job that allowed him to retire early. But anyway, here are a few of the things that I'm doing to get to the f.i.r.e. point. Being frugal and investing. At the moment, we're not investing much of our income. We're actually saving to buy a better house than what we have now. But next year, I'm going to try to throw everything I can at saving and investing so I can get closer to f.i.r.e. My husband and I are naturally pretty frugal, so it hasn't been that hard to do in the past. Passive income. Another thing that I'm trying to do to get me closer to that number is to build up a few passive income streams like this YouTube channel. Unfortunately, it'll be probably quite a while before I make money with it, but that's okay. I am in it for the long haul. I do already have a few other passive income channels that are making me a little bit of money, so I'm hoping that'll get us a little closer. Index fund investing. As far as investing goes, when we're closer to the point where we can actually invest again, I plan to just pick a few mutual funds or index funds, I guess, and a couple ETFs that follow the stock market fairly closely, like the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, or just a total stock market index fund. So we're looking at VTSAX or VOO, or maybe SWTSX. Paying down debt. Other than our new house, we won't have any debt at all, other than just the credit card, which we pay that off every month. Our cars are already paid for, and one of them is almost old enough to be an antique, but that's fine with me. After we get the house paid off, it's going to be great. We're going to be completely debt-free. So do you personally have a f.i.r.e. goal? If you do, let me know in the comment section below what you're planning on doing to reach your f.i.r.e. number. Alright, if you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, just hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you!